Oh! Damn!
It's about to go down.
Welcome everyone to my humble abode. Grab a drink, make sure it's cold. We're talking about anime, new and old. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my anime lounge. Welcome back to the lounge, my fellow anime brethren. How y'all doing today? Huh? Y'all feeling good? Eating good? I know I am with all this delicious ass anime that's out right now. Just between Classroom of the Elite Season 2 and Overlord Season 4, I'm indulging in the magnificence that is this season, hell, this entire year of anime. And so in venturing through the shows on my list, I came across one that I began to see a lot of great reviews about called Summertime Render or Summertime Rendering. I think it goes by both. And by the end of that first episode, I was just like, this show is amazing. The writing, the characters, the refreshing protagonist design, the setting, the story, the animation, the twists and turns, the mystery. It's all top notch. But the purpose of this lounge isn't to revel in the greatness that is this show, but to instead reflect upon one standout character that appears in this show who I believe must be wearing the watch of Satan, because this thing stays on demon time. A summertime menace, if you will.
Ha ha!
Before we get into it, of course, you could be a summertime menace by destroying that like button.
What's the goddamn button?
It's greatly appreciated and it would help the video reach more anime loving eyes. If you find yourself enjoying your time here in the lounge, you should definitely hit that subscribe button, grab yourself a seat, hit that bell so you can be notified when the lounge is open again. What shows are you looking forward to this year? Let's talk down in the comments below. Join us, chill with us, laugh with us. Now let's get into it. So here's a quick rundown of what the show is about. The story follows Shin Pain, please say I say that right, who is returning to his home island in order to attend the funeral of his childhood friend and adoptive sister, and the one he has feelings for, Ushio Kofune. Did I say that right? However, while attending the funeral, some details about the cause of death began to emerge that may change what first appeared as an accident to a potential murder. And as more details begin to come to light, there's a dark secret about the island that begins to unravel, and nothing is really as it appears. That is about as much as I want to say without giving away too much before I get into spoilers, but just know that the show is indeed amazing. I suggest you go check it out before continuing with this video, because I'm about to jump into spoilers.
How about now-ish?
Alright, so for those that already know, or for those that don't know but just don't give a fuck about spoilers, we find out that the island is plagued with shadow sickness. And what is shadow sickness, you might ask? There's killer shadows on the island that can duplicate any human one time. However, the nature of the shadows are to kill the human they copy and basically take their place. And these shadows are fucking ruthless.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus!
That's crazy, right? So we find out Ushio was killed by the mother of these shadows. And now Shin Pain, along with an elite cast of characters, are going to war with these shadows. Shin Pain is given the ability to go back in time and restart, or loop rather, to a certain point in time prior to his death if something was to kill him. However, when he loops, he keeps all of the knowledge of what happened prior to his death, thus giving him means to not only avoid it, but to try and stay a few steps ahead of these shadow killers. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the monster, the Menace. The big bad wolf of the shadows, if you will. So the first time we see this thing, who we later learn is named Shide, I was calling him Shadow Goro the whole time. What makes his appearance even more significant is the fact that up until we see Shide, the only shadows we've seen all use the appearance of the humans they duplicated. And so we arrive at the summer festival where everything comes to a head. The whole thing is one big sacrificial ground set up by the shadows to feed their mother. And it is here for the first time where we see Shide. And when we see him, everyone is just like,
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
This thing caught them and me off guard. He wasn't like the other shadows in that his form wasn't that of a human, but instead of a large standing shadowy figure with 4 arms that can transform into weapons, like a big ass symbiote, Venom head ass. By this point, they were already going up shit's creek with twig paddles. All hell was breaking loose. But then Shide appears and it's like, okay, what the fuck is this? It was that same old shit feeling like when Batman met Bane for the first time in The Dark Knight Rises. The first time we see this thing, everyone dies. This man was surrounded by bodies and chaos. And you know it's gonna be a problem when the villain starts getting poetic on you.
電源という3次元の概念が理解できたらどうです?私が電源を切る瞬間をね。
Hey yo, what the?
Nobody was safe.
And it's gone. And it's gone. And it's gone. God.
Shide brings about the end of the entire island, and this forces Shin Pain to take advantage of his ability to die and restart in order to prevent this summer festival massacre to come to pass. And thus the tone for the rest of the show was set. If we see a big ass Shadow Goro, something went wrong and we gotta go back. So fast forward a couple of episodes and Shin Pain, Ushio Shadow, and So are now aware of what happens at the summer festival, and they must stop these shadows before the end of everything can happen. Everything was low-key working out smoothly for Shin Pain and the gang. They found where the shadows were hiding. They defeated a shadow on some kids next door teamwork type shenanigans. They setting babies on fire, shooting them with nail guns. They down in Niso was going off. They even had some backup arrive to help fight off the shadows. It looked like they were finally making some progress. And then
14年ぶりの再会というわけですか。母の右目を奪い去った体の方は。
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
And remember what I told you. When you see Shadow Goro,
Hear the scat!
something went wrong.
And it's gone.
We have to restart.
この辺か?
It hurts cause every time he shows up, he ends up killing my wifey. Shit was tragic. So here's where the disrespect reached an all-time high. Because when they confronted the shadow mother, Haine, I believe I said that right, they were betrayed by one of his friends who was working with the shadows, feeding Haine in order to keep her mother alive, who by this point was a shadow. But if Haine dies, then all of the shadows die, including her mother. This girl was willing to feed the body of Ushio, their friend whose death set off this whole show, who they know was murdered. She was finna feed her body to the mother shadow that murdered her.
That was cold-blooded.
Shit Shit was getting wild. And so this sets Shin Pain and the gang off, and they implemented their plan of attack to retrieve the body and potentially kill the Mother Shadow. And after an epic shadow showdown, Shin Pain looks like he was about to get the drop on the one responsible for Ushio's murder. And then...
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Oh, Jesus!
This man is fucking ruthless. Listen here. He shows up, everything just stops. Because again, when you see him, you know you fucked up. He's holding Mio, Ushio's sister, hostage. Mio is the one everyone is trying to protect because it was Ushio's dying wish to keep her sister safe. So of course, Shide just casually strolls in with this girl on his shoulder, talking about, if one of you take one step, I'ma crush her fucking skull.
Ho, brother, whoa, now.
This just got real.
So Tokiko, the friend that betrayed them, was like, wait a minute, you weren't supposed to harm Mio. That was part of the deal. And Shide was basically like,
Shut up, bitch!
he says, what does it matter? None of you are gonna make it past tomorrow anyway. Of course, referencing the summer festival where everybody got eaten by the shadows. Then he really dipped into his Bane bag.
Your money and infrastructure have been important. Till now.
Shide said, your family has served us well, but that's all over now. And your daddy knew what it was, bitch.
Oh, Jesus!
Whoa.
And it's God!
This you?
God!
What makes this shitty appearance more painful is the fact that they made so much progress by this point. Shide then proceeds to explain to Shin Pain how his power to go back in time works, because this ability originally belonged to Heine and they need that back. Shide knows that they have to keep him alive. He tells this man, you're gonna sit there while everyone else dies and you're not gonna be able to do a damn thing about it. And while he's telling this to Shin Pain, mid-speech by the way, Shide does this.
君を殺さんかったらいい。簡単なことですね。
And it's God!
He crushed her fucking skull just like he said he would. And he did it right in Shin Pain's face.
But wait, there's more.
Wifey shows up, bam, blows Shide head off, and she sees the carnage. And she was like, okay, I have to kill Shin Pain so he can loop again. And she goes for it. And that moment when the villain's plan gets foiled, right when they were about to proceed with that plan, does not happen. This man Shide not only protects Shin Pain from the shot, but his quick draw McGraw ass simultaneously managed to headshot Bay on some no scope Call of Duty type shit. Had to watch my wife die again. Shit was tragic. He even shot the side character. Shit was crazy. The only reason Shin Pain was able to kill himself was because he managed to swallow a lethal dose of some drugs he found in the old lab. And thus, in his choking voice, he basically tells Shide, hey, fuck you, guy. And he restarts, yet again escaping the grasp of the Menace. But it damn sure wasn't too long before we saw him again.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They went back in time with the certified game plan. They go to the house of who we now know is Heine, and the plan was to have it play out like it did before in a previous loop. Wifey would go in, fight the shadow would jump out the window and into the streets, and that's where they would capture it. That's how it played out before, so they already knew what to expect. At least that's what was supposed to happen until...
今まで21とは違う。
やあ皆さんお揃いで
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
This motherfucker jumped out that damn house, boy. When I tell you my cheeks clenched up and it killed my damn wife again.
Y'all killing me with this.
This is actually the scariest Shide appearance because it was the most unexpected. And we actually find out something that makes this entire situation even worse. We find out that when Shin Pain loops, Haine can loop back in time too. And so this time she brought Shadow Bane with her. And again, when you see Shide, you know you fucked up. Bodies are dropping immediately. And Ushio Shadow had to kill Shinpei in order to save him from that loop so they can restart again. And then the next time we see this man, you know what he has the nerve to be doing? The unmitigated gall to be doing? This monster was just eating some lunch. Just getting his grub on. Hell, I mean, with them bodies he been catching, mans deserve a meal, I guess, huh? Now this next part, from what I know, isn't done by Shide directly, but it was still one of the most savage moments of the show. So I feel the need to talk about it. So Haine and Shide discover that if they keep killing Shinpei and keep making him loop over and over again, time is going to pass him and he won't have a restart point to loop from. Meaning if he dies on his final loop, he dies for real. So they decide, instead of keeping him alive, let's just keep killing him. So while giving an inspiring speech, motivating the crew, building the courage to fight against these time-traveling tyrants, this happens.
And this morning he woke up dead.
They sniped this man during peak motivational speech. Ruthless! A big brawl breaks out between the Shadows and the Shinpei gang, and all hell breaks loose. Of course, the biggest threat is Shide, so they try and set him on fire, but all that did was produce either the funniest or the scariest sounding shit, depending on where you sit.
私を引いて殺すことなどできませんが君は死ぬわららし思ったんですけれどね
And in one more menacing act, this man grabs what he believes is Ushio's shadow and slams her into the fire and was going to hold her in the fire until she completely turned to ash. Shide was built different, but they get the drop on him, and this is actually the first time we see Shide look vulnerable and actually in danger. And they drop a hint as to the true identity of what Shide might actually be, the true makeup of this summer menace. So as of recording this, the show is ongoing, and I highly recommend this show if this video piqued your interest on it. The reason this video had to be made was because Shide is a really incredible antagonist. The first time you see Shide, everyone dies, and every time you see him after that, everyone dies. This man is efficient. Shide was an excellent tool used to create this sense of incredible tension, dread, and then they showed the intelligence he has, and he knows that killing Shinpei sends him back in time, and so the best thing to do would be to keep him alive and carry out the plan. And when they revealed that Haine and Shide could go back in time too, ooh shit, I was concerned and amazed. It was such a clever device to freshen up the concept of the going back in time protagonist plot. This show actually had tad bits of Tokyo Revengers mixed with a bit of ReZero implemented in there. A very good watch. And if this video was a very good watch, then consider subscribing. Join the lounge with fellow anime watchers. I would love to welcome more people in. Leave a like and share with anyone you know loves anime as well.
Tell your friends about me.
Let's spread the word. There's a seat for you. Are there any new anime menaces out there that we should know about? Let me know down in the comments below. I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks for coming in. And as we always do when we close out, let's all raise a glass in the air. Here's to anime. Welcome back to the lounge, my fellow anime brethren. How y'all doing today? Huh? Wait a minute. Did I just loot? Just talking about this menace gets me done dirty like this?
私を引いて殺すことなどできませんが
Damn it, Shide, you stuttering, overgrown father from kids next door looking mother.